Hello, welcome to my top 4 favorite songs of the Beatles for January 2024. I got this idea from listening to the Beatles channel on Sirius XM radio. They have a feature where celebrities or just common people like me pick their top 4 Beatles songs, they talk about them, and then they play the songs. Unfortunately, I can't play the songs here, but I do link to them in the description down below, so feel free to listen to them after you watch this video. Of course, it's impossible to pick just 4 favorite Beatles songs from their entire catalog, so I'll probably be doing this on a monthly basis. So this is the first edition, January 2024. Let's get started. Number 4 on my list is the George Harrison song, Old Brown Shoe. George Harrison has plenty of great songs during his time with the Beatles, and songs like Something and While My Guitar Gently Weep, those are obviously great songs, but I tend to love this Old Brown Shoe song just a little more, maybe just because I don't hear it as much. It was originally released on the B-side of the Ballad of John and Yoko. I think I first heard it on the Hey Jude album that was released in 1970. It was comprised of non-album singles and B-sides, and I was dating my first girlfriend in junior high school. Her name was Penny, and this song just really spoke to me. I just love the sound of it. I love the upbeat tempo. I love George Harrison's voice and guitar work. So feel free to give it a listen in the description down below. I provide the link. Ringo did not play drums on this song because he was busy filming the movie The Magic Christian. So Paul McCartney took over on the drums. There's an interesting show on the Beatles channel on Sirius XM called You Say You Want an Evolution, and they do a fantastic job of tracing the buildup of this song. Number 3 on my list is the song Eleanor Rigby. I just love the strings on this. The orchestration, it just really adds to the song. Just the somber and melancholic just lyrics of the song, just this whole song just really grabs me. Paul McCartney came up with the concept of Eleanor Rigby while in the music room of the family home of Jane Asher, who was his girlfriend at the time. Originally, Paul was going with the name Miss Daisy Hawkins, but decided that just didn't sound real. So he got the name Rigby from a shop he saw in Bristol, and he took the name Eleanor from Eleanor Braun, who was the female lead in Help. Oddly enough, in Woolton Cemetery, a cemetery where John Lennon and Paul McCartney used to hang out, there really is a tombstone that bears the name Eleanor Rigby. Nobody was more surprised about this than Paul. Another aspect I like about Eleanor Rigby is it really shows how all the Beatles collaborated on songs. Of course, it was Paul's concept, and John Lennon, of course, helped out a lot. But it was Ringo Starr who came up with the line, darning his socks in the night, for Father Mackenzie, which I've always thought was the most clever line in the song. And it was George Harrison who apparently coined the "Ah, look at all the lonely people" refrain. Number 2 on my list is the John Lennon song, Rain. This is just a fascinating song. I love the sound of Lennon's voice on here. It's just very mesmerizing. His voice, the tempo, the atmosphere. It's just a beautiful song, and it's one of the songs that just really get in my head, and I find myself singing it a lot. Rain was originally released as the B-side of Paperback Writer. Probably one of the best B-sides in music history, if you ask me. I think I have a tendency to go for these B-sides, considering that my number 4 pick was Old Brown Shoe. Ringo Starr has said that playing on Rain was one of his favorite Beatle performances. He said it's almost like listening to someone else, and that he was possessed. One of the key elements of this song was the backwards vocals at the coda of the song. This is a great story that John Lennon has talked about. He said that he went home with the reel-to-reel just to listen to the demo. He threaded the reel-to-reel incorrectly, and when he put the headphone on, he heard himself coming backwards, and was just flabbergasted and like, I need to put this on the song. There is a George Martin story where he says that it was him that came up with this idea, that John wasn't in the studio and he was experimenting with the track, and when John came back he said, what do you think of this? And John was excited about it, and that's how they decided to do it. Personally, I like to think of the John Lennon story as being true because it's more humorous, and I can actually see that happening. And finally, my number one pick is A Day in the Life. This is just a groundbreaking song. I love everything about it. I love the way that Lennon starts off with the echoey, daydreaming sound, and then McCartney comes in with getting up and having a cup of coffee and combing his hair. The whole thing just is great to me. Let's look at a few of the interesting facts about this song. John Lennon was inspired by disconnected facts he had read in the news. One being the death of a socialite, Tara Brown, in a car accident, his appearance in a film called How I Won the War, and also a council survey that found 4,000 holes in the roads of Blackburn, Lancashire. The middle part, woke up, fell out of bed section, that was a fragment of a song that Paul McCartney already had. It fit in so well that the serendipity there is just fascinating to me. It was Lennon's idea to use orchestration for the instrumental parts, but he was having a hard time putting into words what he was going for. It was Paul McCartney that suggested they get the orchestra together and have them play from their lowest notes to the highest notes. George Martin was the one who organized the 40-piece symphony and made it work. And there you have it, my top 4 selections for January 2024. Again, that was an impossible thing to do, and I'd be shocked if anybody agreed with the same 4 that I had. So if you have different opinions, feel free to comment. Also, if you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Hit that little bell and you'll get notifications. And again, the song list is down below, so you can listen to these songs that I've talked about. Thank you for listening. I'm glad to have you here, and I hope to see you soon.